I'm in here, and I just wanted to answer a question. I didn't kind of got a lot of sun today. Did a training class for one of the guys that wasn't able to make it here when I did my last training class, and his wife was not feeling good, so he decided not to show up. And so I decided he said he could come up today. He lives about a couple hours south of here, about 2 hours south of here. And so I told him I would hold it for him. So I had the class real close to my house, the house that we actually did. It was pretty nasty. I don't know if I'll be able to get some pictures on there, but I just wanted to show you the house and that kind of thing. We did some training, but I had a question come in, and I thought I would answer this question because it does get brought up a lot. And it is, do I need a soft wash system? Can I get away with just, and it's a pretty long question, and I'll read it out here, but it's a good question. And if you all have any questions, start asking away or write them down in the comments down below. So it's from Kenny, and Kenny says, Jason, let me thank you for your wonderful information videos. I've learned a lot, a ton of them, and I will reflect that from my YouTube channel. I'm building all my equipment to start house, roof, and surface cleaning. Here is my question. I actually posted on your where to buy SH video, but when I saw this link, so here is my question. And if you all have a question, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and this is where you will be brought to also. Is there a huge need to use a 12-volt system? If you could shoot a hot enough mix through a downstream injector, it looks like a super sud sucker injector force fed with a pump would do the trick. Any thoughts? I got lots of thoughts. Are they right thoughts? Don't know about that. But this is what I'm going to say to that. Could you probably do this? I don't know. You're still having to deal with a pump. You're still having to deal with things that could go wrong. So, you're still dealing with the pump, and how accurate is this thing going to be, to get to that 13, to get to that 4, 5, 6%, that's going to be tough to do, to clean stuff. Now, what I would say is this right here is, that a 12-volt soft wash system, you can build them pretty cheap. You ain't got to get crazy. You don't even have to build a metering valve. If you don't want to build a metering valve, you don't even have to build a metering valve. You can get away with just a pump and a suction hose and a pressure hose. You can put it right into into your tank that you're going to use for that. And so, I would probably suggest doing that. And the reason why I would probably suggest doing that is because, like I say, you're trying to force stuff through a little hole, and not that don't always work. And when you try to force stuff through a little hole, and you're still using a pump, you're still doing that kind of stuff, then I think you're going to have more issues than it's going to be worth. People ask me all the time, do I need a soft wash system? Do I need a pressure washer? So your answer is what are you going to use it for? If you're not planning on doing roofs, you can do everything with a pressure washer. You don't even need a soft wash system. And you can still clean with chemical, and you're still going to clean with low pressure, but you don't need any of that other stuff. Now, if you're planning on doing roofs and you're planning on doing that kind of thing, then yeah, you do need a soft wash system. You will have to have a soft wash system at that point. If you don't have a soft wash, you're not going to be able to do a roof. That's just plain and simple. That is something that you have to do. You look red from outside today. Yep, I got some sun today. But yeah, so you do not have to do the roofs. You don't have to do, if you don't want to do roofs, you can get away without having a 12-volt system. Plain and simple. You can buy an X-Jet, so that if you get anything that you're going to need some strength, and that is what's going to happen. So, when you are trying to do other things, and roofs aren't the only thing that you know, as the other things is if you're doing a lot of stucco, you're probably going to need that. Cedar siding and wood, should I clean it with sodium percarb or SH? Let me see if I can move this off that. I might have to. I know DJ said he was having a hard time reading it sometimes, but he's just getting old, I think. You know, and so cedar siding, you can do it with sodium. I've done them with sodium hypochlorite, SH. I never had much luck out of sodium precarb just because it takes forever and I don't have the patience. You know, but you can do them either which way. Can I clean stucco downstreaming? Stucco is one of those that even if you go straight SH and you're at that 1.25, you still might not get it clean. So, you know, if you're doing a lot of stucco, you either need to do one of two things. Mo, you either need to get a 12-volt system, or you can do it with an X-Jet. An X-Jet will get you strong enough to clean stucco, no problem. So these are some things that you can do to overcome stucco. Now, if you're cleaning a lot of stucco, you know, if you're down in the land of stucco area in the south, then I would probably X-Jet. But up here, I mean, we might get 3, 4 houses a year, maybe 6 of stucco. It just don't always happen up here. Can you use a 2.5 gallon with X-Jet to get strong enough percentage for a roof wash? Technically, yes, you can. If you read the little thing, as long as everything's perfect and then in the perfect world everything is working right, yes, you can get it strong enough for a roof wash. Has the coronavirus slowed business for anyone? I would say it slowed it down for a lot of people. I used to run AdWords for a whole lot of people, and I'm running it for like 3 people right now. I used to have 5 to 10 clients usually. I'd have had about 10 clients by now running AdWords, and we're at 3. So yes, it's slow right now. Nobody's spending money. I have a question. If you have time, how much detergent do you usually use for a roof job? So on roof cleaning, it depends on how well you do your roof cleaning, how much runoff you have. If you spray a lot and you get a lot of runoff, you're going to use more. But on most typical roofs for me and even my guys, once I teach them how to do it right, you should be able to do it for a normal roof of about 15 to 20 gallons of mix. And that's all you should be able to do, and that will get you just what you need. Now, you might use more. Now, and the other thing about roof cleaning is we only clean the affected side. So I'm not spraying a bunch of bleach everywhere else that I don't need to spray it. If it's only on the north facing side, that's the only thing I'm going to spray. And I will still guarantee the whole roof if it comes back in 3 years, because it's not going to come back in 3 years. So, you know, I only clean the affected side. That cuts down on my cost, and it cuts down on my probably causing of a bunch of dead crap of killing stuff. So that's another reason why I only clean the affected sides. When cleaning wood, do I need to wet it down first before the kiln? Yes, you're supposed to. You're supposed to wet it down. How about injector straight end of wand? How much extra SH strength can you get? So I'm assuming you're talking injector down. I'm assuming you're talking about an X-Jet. An X-Jet is at the end of the wand. That's the only way you're going to be able to get more percentage of that. So an X-Jet will get you that. I just got finished building my soft wash system with your help and a couple other guys. Thanks a lot. No problem. Can I clean gutters exterior without a brush? So here's the deal with that crap. 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I'm not going to go 9 times. 8 out of 10, you can clean them with a house wash mix and they will be just fine. The homeowner will be just fine and all that kind of stuff. And even your tiger stripes and that, usually what I've noticed is it ain't like when I first started, it seemed like everybody had tiger stripes. But now I haven't seen as many. The last year that I worked with the guys, I did not see much. And so we didn't clean it. We didn't they didn't upsell. Even when I owned the business, I didn't upsell those because when I have guys and you're trying to get them to do it, it's a pain. So it is something that you can upsell, but there's not really no way of doing it without a brush. You're really going to have to use a brush because you got to have an agitation, and the agitation is what helps bring that stuff off. Now, it's not like you got to scrub it hard. It's more about getting the chemical put on there and up there. Um, Hello, Tommy. What up, Jake? SEO Pro turned pressure washer bro here. But this is some things that we can do to do that and to clean houses. Now, I had a guy that wanted me to do his website review. Since I don't have no more questions here, I'm gonna go over the website here, and we're going to do a website review. And the reason why I'm doing it is because he asked me a couple times. Best chemical for rust, water stains on brushed concrete. Best chemical for rust. Anytime you got rust, you're going to have to use an acid. You can use F9, stuff like that. But you are going to have an acid to do that. You're not going to be able to get the rust up without an acid. Did my first deck cleaning yesterday and started ranking for window cleaning over some company who cut their SEO team. How much do you charge for exterior gutter cleaning? So I would do it at least $125 to $150 was my minimum because it sucks. You want a good strong workout for your shoulders and stuff, get you some gutter cleaning. It sucks with the brush. Mr. Longarm, your back will hurt. If you got to do more than one of these, it will suck. So it is not good at all. What's up? Y'all need to listen to Jason Guyman like he's the gospel. Now, I don't know about going that far now, but I will give you good information. I will not lie to you. I will not do things to make me sound better than what I am. I won't do it. I'm not going to be here and say blow a bunch of smoke up your tail. I don't believe in that either. I know there's some drama going on in some other places, and I don't always agree with that crap. So just do what you need to do, which is right, and you'll be good at it. Is it good? Is it a good idea to move my chemical injector to the end of the gun to increase? No, it's not going to give you no more mix. If you try to move your downstream injector, it's not going to give you no more mix at the end of it. Good night. Do you use a water tank in your trailer for pressure washing? What's the advantage? Could you use the customer's tourney? I'm going to assume water. Yes, we do use it for a buffer tank, and that is more for if we quit running our pressure washer, it will cause it to overheat the pump, and that is why we do it. Also, we're going to do it too is if we got a big pressure washer and we'll need that buffer tank. I mean, I got some heck of sun today, didn't I? That it will use the buffer tank, and then we can also use it so that way it's more of a storage tank. So we can actually flow more gallons per minute. So if we have an 8-gallon minute pump and maybe our house is only putting out 5, we will be able to keep up with it. All right. So let me go over here and we're going to talk about a website. This website is called Full Force Exteriors. I just looked at it to now, so I did go through this one actually a little bit. Whoop, back out here a little bit. And so I believe he's in Arkansas. And this is a website that I will do a website review for it. If you would like a website review, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/website review and fill out the information. And as long as I can get to it, I will get to it. So the very first thing we always want to do is check the Page speed, you can see right here the page speed is 4.1 seconds. I like anything, they say anything under 5. I like 4 and under, so he's good on the page speed. That is good. That means how fast it will load. That means that it's not going to take forever and people bounce. If you're up into that 6, 8, 10 seconds, you might as well forget people sticking around. They're going to bounce fast. The one thing I would suggest on this one is the phone number. The phone numbers is, I know you got this one up here and you got this one down here, but they're kind of hard to see. So this is something that you know, I want some contact us. I want that phone number to be looking like that. I would have made this button look exactly like that. So this is something that I would do. You know, show this is this is, I'm assuming this is you, and that's the only picture on the whole website about you. You know, I would try to get more pictures of you and your guys and your equipment and people doing this kind of stuff. This looks like a bought photo. Same way with this. Try to get photos. Now, I don't want to get down that road of photos right now because I know there's a stink going on about that. But definitely don't steal from people's other photos, but try to get your own photos. Um, this here, if you're not doing window cleaning, I don't know if I'd have that photo on there. That another thing right here is we got a long scroll between any time of I always like large call to action buttons. I want large call to action buttons. I want a large call to action button to get a quote and a large call to button to get a phone call. And I do not see anywhere on here to even get a quote other than down here. So right here is the first place again. Let's get your phone number. Again, there's not a get a quote anywhere on this page here. The only thing I see is schedule now to get a free estimate. So if we click this, we're going to go through the steps and see what it is. So we got to see what this is. It doesn't really tell me what I need to do other, you know, choose available dates. So is this when I'm going to get my estimate? I don't know that. Okay, it gives me some time, so I'm going to click it. So again, you know, and then you want me to fill out a bunch of information. Try to make sure you can get as much information as you can, but as many steps as it is. The more steps you get, the more likely somebody's going to bounce on you. The more stuff that you got to, the more stuff that you got to put on here is will make you bounce. Again, I'm looking at playground cleaning. This is nice because what we're dealing with, the crap we're dealing with, but you know, at the end, you know, I don't know if I would have this right here, you know, my first thing. I want some money makers right here. You know, there's nowhere in here talking about house washing. We're talking about pressure washing, roof cleaning. Pressure washing is talking a little bit of house washing, but actually I'm wrong. Pressure washing isn't talking about house washing. What's this here? I need to move that. Soft washing. So soft washing is soft washing is talking about house and that, but again, you just see no house picture, that kind of stuff. If we hit the contact us button, it takes me to a contact us, drop us a line. So this is the only place that is like this here. So I would try to get some more call to actions and, you know, try to get some pictures that are yours and take pictures, even if you gotta go do free jobs, just to get pictures. Or, you know, that is what I would try to do. But this was just a little this is just a little website review. Again, it's a website and it'll help you at least get business, and that is the start of it. And try to get you a blog or something like that so you can try to. This website is probably not going to rank. I'm just going to be honest with you, as of it is right now. It's going to need some help if you're wanting to try to get it to rank. And that's more of the SEO side of things, that kind of stuff like that. But again, I'm going to get back over here to here. And what up, Smile of Mile? I love that name. That's a cool name, dude. What up, Smile of Mile? Let's see. We got some. Let's see. We'll scroll back up here a little bit. Actually, we got Cody in the house. What up, Cody? He been on fire today. He looks like my face. He's on fire. Um, I already did that question. Have you ever built a Predator build 8.5? Have I ever built an 8.5 gallon 3500 for $1,800? So you're asking that question here. I'm going to show you what it looks like because I have built it. And I got a trailer over here. It's a pretty cool trailer. And I think, well, I know it's already sold. So I'm tickled to death about that because I like when stuff sells, especially when I got a lot of money on the line. And I built this trailer so that way I could get the videos, is the reason why I built this trailer. Let me pull it up here. Phone. Trust. All right. Crap. So you can see right there is a Predator build with an 8 gallon a minute pump. I got a box right up here in the front. That is my, where my metering valve is. I also going to have a window cleaning unit in it. My window cleaning hose is on there. I got that reel on there. There's another so my first reel up here toward the front right, or the front left, is the pressure wash hose, garden hose, roof cleaning hose, and then the yellow hose, green hose in the very back is window cleaning. So this unit right here is the unit you're talking about, the Predator build. It will cost you more than what you said, that $1,800 at the end of it. It will cost you more than that. Um, it is a little bit more expensive than that, just because there's different pieces and parts that go with it. That you got to get your battery for it. You got to get your pressure washer. You got to get the gas can. Jason, your wife is happy it's sold. She is. DJ said I lost money on it, and it's good that it's gone. I'm glad that it's gone. But this is a great machine. Is it safe to run a 4 gallon belt drive washer from a spigot? And if I'm off the gun doing something else, can I let it run it idle? No. And yes, it will run off. It will. Yes, you can run a 4 gallon a minute. I actually knew a guy that ran a 5.5 gallon a minute off of a spigot, no buffer tank. But he actually put his buffer tank. He actually just had a hose that went out on the ground that he would roll out, and then whenever you let off the gun, it would just pour the water into the ground. And he did that for about 6-8 months. Holy hell, Jason, got a little son. I did. You can see right here. You can see my sunglasses on. I usually don't even wear sunglasses. I did a house wash. Let me see if I can. We did a house wash. Let me see if I can find some good the before and after pictures. They're pretty good. Please don't nobody steal my pictures. Let me see here. Let me go on here. Phone. Right there. We're coming on my phone. So here's the after pictures right here. That's one of them right there. This was the before pictures right here. You can see how funky it is. Nasty. So this was the house we cleaned today. Let's see if I can zoom in. Nasty. This was a big house. But like I say, you can see it was nasty. And it cleaned up really well. I didn't even get the after that picture because I forgot how bad it was. But you can see how nasty this house is. And it cleaned right up. I did the teaching part here. And so this was the first part that I taught the guys how to do it. And you can see that I did the part right here. And so I cleaned that, and then they cleaned the rest of it. So that was a class I did today, and it was a good class. Two guys came up from Kentucky, and they cleaned it, and it looks great. So I did get some sun. We kept our social distances, and if we did get close enough, we sprayed enough bleach that it would probably kill anything that was flying in the air. So that pick doesn't look like soft wash. It was absolutely soft washing. Spray the chemical on, let it do its job. Hi, Jason. I know you soap from bottom to top. A nosy customer said you clean to top to bottom. Since Jason said so, won't work. Laugh out loud. I made up something about streaking. What is the real reason? So the real reason is there is a science to it, and I'm gonna butcher the hell out of it. But I will give you the best answer that I can do because that's what I do. And I'm not gonna BS you, but I'm gonna just let you do the thing. So what happens is if we soak from the top down, the chemical as it running down will actually get stronger and stronger by the time it gets to the bottom. But so it can actually leave white streaks, or it can, certain spots will get actually stronger by that. And so that is why we don't want to wash from the top down. So when we wash from the top up, if we do that, no chemical, even the chemical that runs down, will actually dilute itself and not hurt it because it's already going to be wet. But a lot of times, if we just soap, it's going to run down in streaks and it's going to come down and keep running it. And that's what I've been told. I don't know if it's true. I don't know the whole science behind the whole thing. That's what I was told. If you go into the beginning of this channel, when Michael Crisley had it, about 4 years ago, he actually did a video on it. And that's basically what it says. And that's kind of what I've always said too. So I don't know if it's true, but that is something that it is. Can I make a buffer tank? Yes, I will answer that question. I sell my picks. Some people don't sell and they get mad if you buy them, if you steal them off their website, and they have fully Justin. Jason, jobs be flowing after this weekend. I'll be ordering soft wash kit, no metering yet, but ready for roofing. Awesome. Jason, your wife was happy it sold. I'm happy it sold. How much of your revenue comes from roof cleaning? Almost ready to pull the trigger on a system. So it ain't so much how much. If you want to get your average ticket up, this is where your higher average ticket is going to come from, is from your roof cleaning. There was weeks that we only cleaned 1 or 2 roofs. There was weeks we'd clean 10 roofs. So it just kind of comes and goes. But when we cleaned a roof and got a house wash and did exterior window cleaning, that's $1,000 ticket, and you're there 3-4 hours. So it is a great way to get good. It's a great way to get our average ticket way up. You just had to go there about the picture, didn't you? Wait, I have seen that house before. Can I make a buffer tank out of 55 gallon? Can you give me an idea? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You can use a 35 gallon. Let me see here. I'll show you how you can make it. I actually have a video that will be coming out here shortly about a 55 gallon drum. Let me see if I got it here. If I got it, you'll get a sneak peek of it. The sneak peek view of it, if I can find it. Me and DJ actually did it. You know what? You might not get a sneak peek view of it. There it is. Let me go over here and I'll show it to you. You're going to get a sneak peek view of Jason's. Let's see. Can we get volume? I have to go here, mute it. To be able to use it as a buffer tank. You could use this as a pond filter. There's all kind of stuff you can use this for. And basically, we have a uniseal here. It comes with the drill bit, or you'll have to buy the drill for it, or you'll have to make sure you got the right size for it to go in there. And you can put this in a drum. Now, if we're going to use this for a buffer tank, what we would have to do is we would want a 55 gallon drum that has the top lid that screws on. We want to make sure we're up far enough. Up a little bit. Just make that nice and slick. We don't need a lot. And then we're going to take so this is for an 1.5 inch pipe. 1.5 inch pipe is what we're going to use. And when we get this, we're going to cut our pipe off here. And we might want to take a file and kind of file this down a little bit, so that way it's not square cut like this and have a chance of not getting down in there. Now, this is where you kind of got your man pants on in there. You may want to mark kind of just so you know how far you're getting it in there. We don't have to get it all the way in. I mean, we could go all the way in. You know, we could go halfway in, but this is going to keep it from leaking. So once we seal that up there like so, we're going to take our pipe here and slide that bad boy in, and that's all we got. And that right there, you can see it's pretty tight. Let me unmute myself here. Yep. So that is how you can make a buffer tank out of a 55-gallon drum, and you can do it fairly cheap because you can get those for about $5 for the buffer tank, or for the tank, and you can get the Uniseal. I believe the Uniseals are they're less than $10, $6-8. So it is a way that you can do that. I did see a good question here. I don't. So that is how you do it, Leo. IBC tote versus a leg tank, any advantage versus disadvantage? IBC totes are huge, so that's your only disadvantage. The advantages is you can get them fairly cheap, but they are very big, and so that can be an issue where they're so big and that kind of stuff. So, you know, that is my only problem with them is where they're so big. I have to work on that because DJ said he can't read my quotes. How hot of a mix would you recommend for cleaning stucco? About a 3 to 4% mix is where I would add. So you need to make sure you're watering everything, Mo. Make sure that you are pre-wetting everything. Make sure you're wetting everything after the fact, because a 3 to 4 mix will be hot enough to kill this stuff on the ground too. So that is something. Hey, Jason, trying to start a pressure washing business soon. Where should I spend my money? On equipment or marketing material? So, Robert, I'm going to tell you to spend it on marketing. I know you're going to need stuff depending on how much money you have. Marketing is, if you don't know how to market and sell your business, it don't matter how much you can have. You know how many people I've seen go out of business that had $30,000 rigs? A lot of them. You know, I'd much rather see somebody be successful and, you know, be able to market your business. Now, I understand you're going to need some equipment, but it's not something that you got to go out there and spend a bunch of money on equipment. If you got, let's just say, $15,000 to spend, I would say spend $10,000 on marketing and $5,000 on pressure washing equipment. Because you know what happens if you spend that much money on marketing? You're going to get way more work than you will ever want to do, and then you can always upgrade. But if you don't know how to get work and you can't get work, it don't matter what equipment you got, you won't be able to do a thing doing business-wise. I spoke. What size water hose do you recommend for 4 GPM? Do you sell them or do you recommend a brand? Yes, I do. If you go right here to, where'd that go at, Jason? All right, so we're going to go right here, and I'll show you where to go at, because this is a great place to go. So for 4 gallon a minute thing, I would tell you to go with you can get away with 5/8, but if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, and right there you will be able to find the garden hoses. And when you buy from Amazon, it doesn't cost you any more, but you do give Jason a cup of coffee. And I don't even like drinking coffee, but you will give me some tea or some food. If you scroll down on pressurewashhelp.com/score, you can go right here to the roof, garden hose, and all that kind of stuff to float valve. And right here, you will get the Flexzilla hose. I like the Flexzilla hose. It is the hose that I prefer, and that I just do like that hose. It's light, it's easy. I have a couple different ones. This one here is actually the 3/4 inch. I recommend using 150 feet. If you just want to do the 5/8 or the 5/8 hose, you can buy the 2 right here, and it comes as a deal. Otherwise, you need to buy two of the 80-foot or 75-footers, and that will give you your 150 feet. But again, I have all kinds of information. If you want to, at pressurewashhelp.com/store. If you want to look at mixing valve and how to all the parts you need for mixing valve, different parts. This is one reason why I like going here to Amazon and buying off Amazon versus buying off of going to your local Home Depot or Menards. Is a lot of times if you need a fitting that is say half inch by 3/4, I can actually buy that here versus going to the store and then I have to do 3 parts to get 1 part. And when I'm doing plumbing, I like doing 1 part versus 3 parts because whenever I'm doing plumbing, it's got a good enough chance to leak, whether it's sucking or blowing. And then if it does that, I want to make sure that I only have 1 part that can leak versus 3 or 4 parts. So at the pressurewashhelp.com store, I got everything in here. If you want to start a basic pressure washing business, I have everything in here. I got a couple different units that don't look half bad that I would consider buying if it was me, and then just a simple, just stuff that you will need. So all kinds of stuff in here. I'm adding more and more to it just because it's a great resource that I go to. I just added a bunch of stuff for window cleaning even. It's a great resource that I use. So this is something that I do. So it is, I'm not just telling you to do this to do it. It's because I do it myself. You know, a lot of times I do it just because it's easy, and I don't. If I need to send something back, don't need it, I don't have to fight with somebody. I can just send the sucker back and be done with it. Sorry, I thought you just meant the size 55-gallon plastic barrel drum. Um, do you offer any sealer for concrete for driveways? Yes, that's a great thing to do. You want to try to find a deep penetrating sealer for it. We used to have some, and we used to get it at Sherwin-Williams, and they quit selling it. So I don't know what I would use right now if I was in it. Question: I have a Honda, and I can't hardly read that. I'm getting old. I'm getting old too. I have a Honda GX390 motor, 4 GPM per. Please recommend a 5-gallon pump per minute I can switch out to. I would use the general pump is what I use. I don't know where to get it, where to actually tell you to get it at though. So, what is a good etiquette of being done? What is a good etiquette of being done? I worked until 6:30 the other day, and an upset neighbor wanting to relax on his deck. Tell him to go screw off. I don't know. I mean, you're always going to have that one person that's always grumpy, no matter what you do. You know, I, I always tried to be at the biggest thing that I tried to do is I would never get on a job before 8 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of that it has to do with I don't want to get there and be there for my customers so early. So if it was before 8, I wouldn't show up. So I would always wait till at least 8 because most of the time they're trying to get out to go to work, and the last thing they want to deal with is you trying to pressure wash their house. And you're also making a lot of loud noise at that point in the morning. And then you're going to wake up the neighbors. You're going to wake up everybody, and nobody's going to be happy with you. Um, I heard that mess is in. Um, we're not going down that road, bad weather. Um, how do I calculate my pump's GPM? Look it up on the, um, if it's a TS 2021, you can look it up and it'll tell you what it is. I'm not the genius of telling you what that kind of stuff is. I don't know. A lot of times you'll find a sticker on there somewhere that will give you a number that you can look it up. If you want to make money, get a soft watch system. I'm using Northern Tool soft watch system now and planning on to upgrade it very soon. How's that working out for you? I actually just seen that the other day. Um, I've had some Wade is wanting me to build some boxes and stuff, and I've had a couple other guys asking about boxes, and the one I just built, I'm going to do a video. I know I'll do a video on it, but I just wanted to see how well that worked. Because if it works good, I'll put it in my store so people can buy it there. I'm seeing some guys say they can wash a small 4 car driveway in 30 minutes. How? What surface cleaner? If you have a 8 gallon a minute and 4 tip bar, you can do it absolutely in 30 minutes. If you have a 5.5 gallon minute, 18, you could probably still do it in that time. Flexzilla is great hose. I wasted money on a heavy hose that is collecting dust now. So I'm gonna tell you a little story, but that's a good point, Jeremy. So, oh shoot, what did I do there, Jason? So one of the guys that I actually built Al. I did some videos on his trailer build. Al, he called me up today, and if you remember, it was that real heavy, real heavy hose, and it was heavy and all kinds of stuff. So he was calling me today, and he was having some issues with his trailer, and he was giving me some good data boys. So I really like that. That helped me out. But so he couldn't get no water coming in. So he told me, he's like, Jason, what do I need to do? So I gave him, and I was like, first off, you need to get rid of that freaking heavy ass hose. And he's like, you're right. So then I may have to play it later on. He was saying, Jason, you're right. I don't know which one it is, but he was like, man, you're right on your pricing. I got $200. I love that kind of stuff. So, and then he was telling me on a deck clean, he's like, nobody ran me off. So you are right about that too on deck cleaning and sealing. So listen to me. I don't care if you do or not. If you want to learn from School of Hard Knocks, go out there and do your own thing. You'll figure out when I teach my classes, when I do all my teaching, there's a reason why I do it, and there's a reason why that I've done it. The reason why I teach the way I do, because I've did all the dumb mistakes, and so if you want to curb your learning curve, then the best way to do it is listen to me. I do a lot of. I've been around the block. I've done it. I've been in the business for almost 9 years now. And before that, I pressure washed a bunch before for for another company. So I've been around the block. I've done this stuff. I did grow my business to $1 million. There is not a lot of people out there that can say that crap. There's a lot of people that blow smoke up people's tails. I still see it today. And there was an argument earlier today, and I know who both of them are, and they both blow smoke. But you know what? It is what it is, and I don't care about those people. If you want to blow smoke, but don't lie to people, and don't, what good does that really do? So, that is some things that I'll just let and you can ask me. I'm here every Sunday night. I answer questions every Sunday and Wednesday night, and there's some Wednesdays I don't make because I'm at the firehouse and I just don't do them on Wednesdays there. But I will answer any question. Just ask. You got to ask. I would promote my class of in-person training. I do have it up. It's probably not going to happen anyway, so I'm glad nobody's bought it. But in my in-person training it is a great class. You will learn a lot of stuff. You will learn everything you need to know. But I have one set for May. It's probably not going to get there because this stupid coronavirus is killing everything. It's really not, I don't think, but it's killing the economy, the whole 9 yards. I wish I know now what I did when I started, but put your money in marketing. I love you, Chris. Put your money in marketing. The equipment does you no good if you don't know how to market your business. If you don't know how to market your business, get you a nice 5.5 pressure washer and a 12-volt pump with a mixer valve, and you are golden. Keep it simple. Man, I think I have a trailer build of a whole bunch of videos on that right there. And it cost me, with the trailer and all, I'm at about $5,000. Now I put it all together, and so that's going to take some of it. But I'm at about $5,000. Trailer, the whole 9 yards. 5 gallon a minute, buffer tank, hose reels, the whole 9 yards. And if you want to go cheaper than that, you can. You don't need it. All the fancy dancy stuff. Just cleaned a restaurant patio with EBC. Don't have a burn unit, and it did so. Any tips for cleaning grease, clean with surface cleaner applied straight with a brush and let it dwell. I'd have probably sprayed that stuff straight first, or put a heavy thing on it, and then take a brush and agitate it in and let it sit for as long as you can. Try not to let it dry, and then just go at it after that. And then you may need to hit it again. You can use a different. There's a couple different degreasers you can use. EBC is what I do like to use EBC, and so that is something that I do like using. But there's other stuff out there too. So don't just stick with one if you think you can do something else. Thanks for the advice, Jason. I'm sure I'll be asking a bunch of questions in the future. Thanks for posting all your helpful videos. 10 p.m., then repeat 3 times, then let some grease spots. Still had left grease spots. Gotcha. Is anyone still having issues finding SH or inflated prices? I wouldn't think so. Any advice on driveway oil removal on a 20-year-old concrete degreaser, and let it sit? And it's probably, even hot water would be your best, but it's still probably not going to come all the way out. Look for golden assassin. How much would you charge for the average size RV to soft wash it? I don't know. I had some last year. I was going to charge them $150 a person or piece because I didn't want to do it, because it takes time to get out there. Is it really worth your time at the end of the day? Works fine. The only bad thing, you have to make like 3 or 4 batches to clean up all that. I paid $3.99. Thanks, Chris. And here's the thing, on that, you could still take that pump and everything else and put that in a bigger tank and a longer hose. Get you another, 150, 200 feet of hose, put that on there, and then just get you a bigger tank where you can put that down in there, and you would have everything you would need. You wouldn't need to just get rid of that. You would have everything you could need and put that on the trailer and keep it that way. Thanks, Chris. Normal pressure suppliers online are available local. I'm definitely listening. Which product could clean a degreaser stain on concrete? Which product could clean grease stains on concrete? Man, I've tried everything. And I've used Purple Power. I've used WD, whatever Russ's is. I've used DBC. And really, you just got to see what it does. I mean, you can use sodium what's that, F18. You can use that stuff. It gets hot. Red Raider. That Northern Tool one is $4.99. I would follow Jason's video. You can build one better for cheaper and much better. See, follow Jason. I did see it went up when I went and looked at that thing, because I was going to buy it and just do a test run on it. You, Cody, Aaron, and Bobby, who are those guys? Who I want to be like. Your knowledge is much appreciated. Thank you for helping us all out with your content. If you can do a class in November, December, I will be interested in signing up. I don't know if I do, maybe. Unreal how guys will steal yard signs, even if you're not in the area or miles away from another wash sign. Any ideas how to stop this? A lot of times it's your government agencies that will actually pick it up, especially around here. Now, I know there's some places that just have jack legs that will do it, and just keep putting them out. Eventually, they'll quit picking them up. Hello, Jason. Thanks for everything you do. I have the Comet pump and came across a video, and they are using it just like a 12-volt no mix tank. No mix tank. Loop the bypass back to the mixer valve outlet. Any thoughts? Yes, you can do that just like it's doing. It will loop it back into that suction line, and it will run like that. You will need to the guy that I know that did it had a pretty long way so it wouldn't overheat. How well it worked, I don't know. Guys in Houston, does anyone have a good place in Southeast or SH in Northern Ohio? I know there's some up. Are you in the the Cleveland area? Or are you in the Toledo area? We're at. Hey Jason, thanks man. Packages are killing it. Just finished up a mobile home tonight. Packages, 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 packages. You gotta sell packages. Packages are the way to go. Packages upsells your stuff and you never have to do anything. It just upsells it automatically, all like poof, done. Go get you some pressurewashhelp.com/responsibid and they'll help you with the packages. Any advice on blending rust removal to clean concrete, like feathering it in or something? F9 and do it F9, and you'll have to do it by the thing. Rust removal plus, you can do rust removal plus, and you don't have to. Oh, excuse me. You don't have to blend it in as much. F9, you'll definitely have to do the whole thing, otherwise it looks like crap. I'm not going into that, Jamal. What's the price average is paying for SH? I'm paying $1.03 per gallon. You're stealing it. That's dirt cheap. That's dirt cheap, dude. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go down that road. I like going down that road. So there was some drama today in the Southwest Ohio. Where do you get the house wax? Do you use the upsell? We get it from Russ Johnson. Go to Southside Equipment, and it's called Super Wax. I believe it is. Let's see here. I believe it's like $50. Let me see. I'll let you see here. So if you go to Southwest, and he don't give me no coffee when I go there. So I'm trying to work on him, but he won't do it. We go to Southside Equipment here, or Southside, and we go up here to cleaning chemicals, and we go to none of those, all car wash and auto detail chemicals, and we can get super wax. And that super wax is 5 gallons for $65. But then you mix that in a 55-gallon drum, and then you downstream it from there. So this stuff will last you forever. It will literally last you forever. So that's where you can get that is at Southside Equipment, and that's where I got it and did it. I knew diddly about washing in November when I started following you. I just signed the lease on my shop yesterday. I'm a proud moment. Thank you, sir, for all your guidance. That's awesome, dude. That is freaking awesome. This right here is why I do what I do. Yes, I do what I do to feed my family, but this here makes me excited. This here is what gets me going. This is why I do what I do, because I want to help people grow. I want them to start and grow a business, and I want them to be successful. I don't want them to be fail. I want you to be successful. That's what I want you to be. So when I got people like that, I got people like Benjamin that comes on here. There's some great guys in here, and this is what I want. And this is how like I say, this is why I do what I do. Yes, I do it to make money. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not being hiding of it. This is how I make my living. Make my living by making videos and giving knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge to give. Like I say, I've been doing this long enough that I've cleaned soft washing, I've cleaned house, I've done it all. I've done $50 jobs, and I've done. I think the most I ever did was a $50,000 job. So it is what it is. I've been there. I've done it. I've had $100,000 months. Them were some great months. So that there's some things that get you excited when you have $100,000 month. That's exciting. But I also remember when I first had my $10,000 month, because I thought there's no way I can do $10,000 in a month, because I'm telling my stupid self that, and you don't believe yourself anyway. You're like, there's no way I can do 10 grand in a month. And when I did 10 grand in a month, and I did it 2 months in a row, 3 months in a row, it's like cha-ching. Then I remember when I did 25,000, 25,000 was a big. It's like 25,000. Can I really do $25,000 in a month? And you're like, hell yeah, I can. Let's do more now, you know. And so it gets you excited. And so I love seeing excitement when people can start, you know, hitting those things and doing them milestones and stuff. I get it from talking about where you're getting it at. Super wax, thanks, Jason. I want to put together as a seasonal maintenance. Hey, that's a good idea too, dude. Um, Best way to keep my hammerhead surface cleaner from lifting: put weights on it. I've literally seen people put weights on it, like actual like weights, little 2 pounds, 5 pound weights. I've put adjustables on it. I had a real heavy adjustable wrench I put on it because it was flying so much, and I put rocks on this stupid thing. I had a big rock and I stuck on it because I couldn't keep it down on the ground, and it was stupid. So that's what I did. Building, man, I've been on here now and I've been having fun. Building when building a mixing valve, everyone says you always leave the water on full, only adjust the SH and surfactant. So why do you need to spend another $130 on a valve? This is a great point. And actually, I'm going to go a little bit deeper with you on this. I'm going to save you some more money, Don. So you are correct 100%. You don't need to do the water valve with the metering valve. In fact, you can, if you want to keep it uniform so they all look the same, you can buy that GF valve without a metering valve for like 20 or 25 bucks. It is a little bit more expensive, but it'll keep it looking uniform in that. And if you really want my personal opinion, you really don't need a surfactant valve. You can pour the surfactant in the tank. It's not going to kill it. Now, you're not going to be able to use apple wash or the stuff that turns red and that kind of stuff because the pigment's going to be eaten out of it. But you can put that. I mean, I've been doing that for years of putting my surfactant in there, and I don't even, and you know, I don't have to worry about watering my surfactant down or any of that. You only need two valves. You need a SH valve and a water valve. So you only need one metering valve and then the SH valve, or one metering valve for SH, and then you'll need one water valve. And that's all you need because your surfactant's already in there. If you're going to do a roof, put a little bit more surfactant in it. In all honesty, I never did. I put a half an ounce per gallon, and I went with it. I didn't put no more surfactant in that. So if you really want to save $125, I can tell you how to save another $125. Just do two valves. One water valve, one SH valve. I might even do a video of it. You know why? Look at this bad boy right here. What is that? Oh, that's a metering valve. That's $130. I got another one right here. So I could do two of them. Maybe I'll start making mixer valves with just the two valves. All right, I'm off that one. How much should the ultimate or gold package be? I put $425 house wash, gutter cleaning, outside, front, and back patio and walkway wax, and 2-car garage. Sounds right or too cheap? Sounds too cheap to me. If the house wash, I'd be at $300. The gutter cleaning, I'd be at $150 because I hate doing them. Depending on how big the front and back porch are and walkway. Wax was another $50. And a 2-car garage or 2-car driveway, that's about another $200. So that there is the premium package, and that should be about a $600-700 package, not $425. What now? I don't really want to get down this road, Jimmy, but I feel like no, it's not right that WNCT, but big market companies do it, like Church's Chicken versus Popeye Chicken. Yeah, but they still don't steal pictures. You are my inspiration too. Is it okay to keep your downstream injector hooked up at all time? Yes. I do it. I've done it. Originally, I did a video. I do have a video. I'm going to do another video. DJ had that 10 gallon a minute pump, and he didn't have the pressure set up. So I'm going to do another video before I actually do it. But you will lose flow. You will lose how much you're flowing. You will lose that if you are flowing. You will lose some flow by not bypassing it, by going through that downstream injector. When you bypass it, you will get pretty much full flow of that. So this is some things that that you will get full flow, and that will help your thing. Thank you. I thought also awesome. Hey, there ain't no use getting sick. If people lie about stuff, they will find their failures. That people do. That's why you don't lie, and especially if you're on YouTube and being different people, you don't lie. You don't do stupid things. People will find out about it. I've been in this business 9, 10 years. I have seen people come and go because of this stupid stuff. Don't do it. Don't try to be a slick Willie and think you're going to get away with it, because slick Willies are going to get caught. That's, I mean, Slick Willie was a president. And guess what? He got caught. Don't do it. There's, I mean, have I done stupid stuff before? Yes, I've done stupid stuff. Have I had a video that I didn't even know get dinged with me get the letter of deceased letter because my one of my links from my video was on her video, and they sent me a freaking thing. Basically, I showed up on that, so that's what up. What up, dude? What up? I don't even know how to say your name. I'm not even going down that road because Jason ain't the best at saying names. But don't steal pictures. This has been. I mean, Michael Crisley, he fought this over, and people would always want to steal his pictures, and he would send them letters, and they would take them down because they think you can steal them, and don't think so. First you need to ask for permission, and if they tell you no, you don't do it. It's just that easy. you know and I can tell you how you can find out. You can go to Google Images and look up photos and see if they've been stolen. You can go to Tiny Eye and see if photos have been. There's ways to find them. It ain't hard. Don't try to get around it. Just don't do it. Um, like I tell my kids, I find out somehow, someday. You're exactly right. Um, I got rejected on a $275 pool surround cleaning, but we're going to need to shovel mud out. The concrete was pretty crappy. Those jobs are the ones you're like, thank you for rejecting me, because otherwise that sucked. You saved me a lot of headache. And usually when you get into those mud jobs, you come out, you're all nasty, got mud in your hair, and you got it in your ears and everywhere it can go, because when you spray that stuff, it goes up everywhere. I hate those jobs. And even watermarking your stuff don't always make it going to happen, because DJ actually did a picture, which it was on my job. It was a garage that I did, and he put his watermark on it, and I just put a bigger one over top of his because I was too lazy to do it. uh, I'm in Cleveland. Do you have any SH sources up here? I've tried the pool stores, but no. Look up industrial cleaning supplies. Look up pool cleaning. Look up, go to maybe some of your hotels. You might not be able to do it right now. See where they get theirs from, or like the pools, community pools. They usually get it from somewhere. And I know there's a place up there because there's several people that clean up in that area. So I know that there's plenty up there. Anthony, thanks Jason for the sign design, but out 50 this week and 8 calls already. I got a call for a 3,500 square foot, 3-story. The 600 sounds about right. Brick and vinyl. Don't sound bad. If they buy it, they buy it. Just depends. Any advice on a viral infection cleaning? Yeah, bleach. No, I don't know. I mean, bleach is what they're using to kill it, but I'm not going down that road. If I was in business, I might look at going down it, but I actually looked about going in business than doing that, but we had a local pressure washing company steal my logo. They wrapped their trucks with it. That's another thing. People love to steal logos. And some of these logos are trademarked and everything else. And you can't do that crap, guys. You cannot be the guy, I'm going to go. And sometimes it's not even the guys doing it. Sometimes you hire a stupid designer and they go and steal the stuff. But that's not all. But even then, you should be on, checking to make sure that it's not stolen. My whole thing is if you steal content, you're robbing your own brand of experience. And that tells the character of the person. Focus on making money. Forget the photo drama and other drama. Get ready for the $4 trillion boost into the economy. Wild Willie, I hope so, dude. Because I hope so. I could take some of that money. With everything going on, when people see the $600 package, their eyes blow up wide and ask why so much. Rejection is hard. Dude, in this business, you got to learn here to say no. This isn't an easy business. You're not going to close everything. Not everybody's your customer. Um, you know, my close rate was right at 50%. That means every other one was a no. You just got to learn how to deal with it, dude. You just got to learn how to. You got to learn that it's part of sales. If you're not good at sales, go take sales classes. Don't go take pressure washing classes. Go take sales classes. Go take classes that will help you better in what you need. If you don't know how to talk on the phone, take communication classes. Go join some group so that you can talk to people to learn how to talk it better. Just don't beat yourself up. If you're beating yourself up on that, you got a long road ahead of you. This isn't, like I say, it ain't an easy game. It's not. It really isn't. It can get ruthless out there sometimes. But if you're able to play the game and you're able to take the yeses and the nos, you'll kill it. Absolutely kill it. I did get some sun, dude. Look at that. I was out pressure washing today, teaching a class. Man, I didn't realize I got that much sun. It's almost, I don't think it's going to peel. I just don't think, I think I've been in the non-sun too much. I love this sun. I love this weather. People are outside. I think that's what we need more of is people outside to get rid of this crap. Not everybody breathing in the same air and crap. Have you ever had the opportunity to clean Kumar wood? It is a Brazilian teak. I have 1,000 square foot deck to do next week. Any suggestions? I don't know about Kuma, but I did. There's another one that's a real hardwood. That's that same stuff. Um, the biggest thing I would say is um, a deck. Okay, I thought it was a deck. Basically, I believe I cleaned it just like I normally would do a house wash mix, and did it if I remember right. I either did that or I did F13 or F18 sodium hydroxide, and I mixed it that way, a light mix, downstream it, and then just clean it. And then the only way you can make them look good is any of those hardwoods is you have to use um, shoot, I forget what type of oil you put on them, but you got to oil them every year. They don't look worth a crap. It goes away. And those are some high dollar ones. I had a deck that I did every 2 years. I would clean it and seal it, and it was like $3,800, and it'd take us about 4 or 5 hours. Can't find anywhere. Reaches out to California. If you booked a job a month ago for $600, and now that you're learning that you underbid it, should I just learn the hard way and honor my quote? Yep, that's what I would do. Now you know. Now you know why you're not the cheap guy. Don't want to be the cheap guy. Thanks for your videos on hooking up electric hose reels and especially the solenoid. It's all hooked up, and we love the 18-inch stainless hose reels. Thanks for your knowledge. Awesome, James Brown. Glad I could help you. That's why I put them up in there. Illinois is on lockdown, so is Kentucky. But the guy that came here is in Kentucky, so he actually drove up. I did the same thing. The customer wanted to question the pricing, so I gave him the cartel pricing of $1,100. He's going to take the package price, and I learned a lesson. I tried the Milwaukee polarized safety sunglasses today with the gasket. Was very impressed. Oh, really? I mean, maybe I need to look at those. Did they keep the water from getting in there? Work smarter, not harder. March was busy starting. April, very spotty. New Jersey. Yep, I know a couple other guys in New Jersey. Everybody's on lockdown, and that's the problem. Um, what do you use to remove concrete from stucco? I'd be careful on that because stucco is kind of a concrete. Washing business is quite a lot like selling ice to Eskimo. You can sell ice to Eskimos. You have to really work hard about it. And you're right, Ryan. Because at the end, anybody can do pressure washing. Anybody can go pressure wash their stuff. So we're not really selling pressure washing. If you're selling pressure washing, you're probably not going to make it at the end of the day. What are we selling? We're selling time. We're selling customer service. We just happen to do pressure washing. If you make that customer, I listened to a podcast yesterday, and actually I listened to it the other day. I think it was Friday's podcast. Go look it up. It is. Let me see. It is Social Media Examiner, and it talked about Disney. Disney don't sell rides. Disney don't sell um, theme park. They sell memories. They sell memories. They sell they sell stuff, and it's the five why. You got to ask five why. They sell. I may be. This might be my last time my kids are have a imagination. They sell that kind of stuff. They sell imagination is what they sell. So, that's what you got to sell. You got to come up with a way to figure that out. And with these newer, younger generations starting to do stuff, you're going to really have to figure it out. If you gave someone a quote and they blew you off, called you a month later, how would you react? Would you charge the same price? Yep, I actually send out emails a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, and I'll still charge the same price. I'm honoring an underbid package from last year, underbid by half, but they are in my town and I want them talking. Yep. What do you charge per square foot for concrete and aggregate driveways? I shoot for the $300 an hour, and you can do about 1,500 to 2,000 square feet per hour. I sold an $800 job down here in the Gulf Shores of Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. That's good. I love those jobs. $1,000 jobs, stuff like that. All right, guys. So I've been at this for a little over an hour. I'm starting to lose people, but I must be getting boring. But I'm getting tired of what I am. I'm not all excited today. Sorry, my my excitement is on that trailer that it is sold. I love being sold trailer. If you want a trailer built, I don't know about calling me. Call somebody else. I don't want to do that. I don't mind building trailers. It was actually fun to do it. I got a lot of videos off this one. But if I did another one, I'd like to do something different. So it is a good trailer. It will be good. Yeah, I'm in reading and watching videos and not taking is great. Putting it in action is rewarding. Yes, it is. You sell what people want. Now, every woman in the U.S. wants their windows cleaned, sell window cleaning in the spring, then upsell everything else. And that's what I've been doing. And here's the thing else, Wild Willie, it's easier to downsell window cleaning than it is to upsell something else. So you can always downsell window cleaning every year to keep your business repeat. So that is something you can do. Any good books you recommend? I'd like to good book on the art of selling. Um, um, Shoot. I'll have to think about that. I know of some. I'm not a big book reader. I've read a few books, but I'm not reading books. I ain't good. Tornado warning. Hopefully, I don't blow away. Um, so I may have to go in the basement. I seen it lightning, but I don't have. I'm not a big book reader, so I'll have to. I do know of some, and I usually listen to them. Is how I do it. So I'll see what I can find for you. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you want to go check out pressurewashhelp.com/training, I have a whole bunch of videos and training in there. Um, See you on Saturday, and we'll see you go from there.